So, continuing my exploration here, my warriors are taking a look at the Spanish territory down here and finding resources that, as long as I don't conquer the Spanish, I can't actually use, like those cattle there and some other things. Meanwhile, my workers are building some farms around my capital, and it mentions that I've just discovered cattle, and I now have access to them. I was expecting that. Now, if you notice earlier, I clicked the automate button for the workers, and that's a feature that I use much more in the later versions of Civilization than in the old ones. There's the Chinese Emperor, and unfortunately I still don't have anything to trade, or maybe he doesn't have anything to trade with me. So I'm going to maintain my relationship with him, but I'm not quite ready to trade with him yet. So I've just developed the alphabet. As I said, that's after writing in Civilization 4. So now I will develop something or other, I guess pottery. Now notice in the lower right, I now have the scores of the Chinese and the Spanish too. Now he's asking to trade technology. This is exactly what I wanted. So I now have bronze working, which is really handy. It will now be possible to build phalanxes and things like that. Now, it's offering me the chance to adopt slavery. I say no. I generally always say no about that. It can stunt you, never mind the offensiveness of it. So, the greatest civilizations, I'm not even on the list. I'm not sure why that is. I think maybe because I'm prioritizing growth over culture and all the other things. So, Antium has built settlers. Now Antium will build workers. Again, maintaining the balance. And it looks like a possible city location down here. So I'll do the go to. I actually missed by one square there, but I can fix that later. So then the question is what to do with these warriors. I guess I'll continue exploring. So my settlers are now in position. And they'll build Kumai, if I'm pronouncing that city name correctly. And now Kumai will build settlers. Meanwhile, the warriors will continue to explore down here. And I run into Genghis Khan. So I actually am making peace with him so that I can trade with him, which turns out to be a very good idea. So my society advances further. This is very much in line with what Jared Diamond argues in his books. Way back at the beginning of this series, I talked about Guns, Germs, and Steel, his main book, and how he emphasizes that trade was vitally important for the success of various different civilizations over the centuries.
It is from their foes, not their friends, that cities learn the lesson of building.
And the trade of technologies was at least as important as resources or money. So I'm continuing to explore here. There's Genghis Khan again. He wants open borders. Partly because this is not real life, I'm agreeing to it. So the workers there are already automated, building roads and things. So it points out that Antium is now connected to the capital via a road link. Isabella adopts organized religion. You can see your news over in the upper left there. That can actually be quite important because major events can happen and the map will not zoom to them, like if one of your cities gets invaded. I find that a little bit frustrating. You'll see some of that later. Here, I guess I will switch back to settler production there. The thing is this is also a problem in FreeCiv. It's something that FreeCiv inherited from the original Civilization series, in that basically given that it will zoom when something happens appears to have been abolished in the later versions of Civilization, and I personally find that very frustrating. I would much rather have the zoom feature. If somebody knows of a way of switching it on, I would be grateful. I do play these games, after all, without taking YouTube footage, so I'd like them to be more playable when possible. And I do like it if the interface cooperates with me.
If in other sciences we should arrive at certainty without doubt and
so mathematics,
it behooves us to
very important, obviously.
In mathematics.
So now I have to decide what I'm going to do next. Sailing is kind of important, so I'll go with that next. Although, as you'll see, that by the end of this playthrough I will not have built any naval units, actually. I'll just never get around to it. So, I'll build probably some kind of defensive unit for Rome here. Just because I don't want barbarians knocking off my capital. Question is which one? Archers are probably a better defense at this stage of the game, so I'll build them. And then I have to decide what to do with these settlers here. Looks like this city location over here would be good. It's important to remember the right click is the go-to command. It's not the map scroll command. To scroll the map, you just move your cursor over. Now, Genghis Khan is demanding stuff from me, and I generally say no if it's just a demand and not a trade. See, he's uncooperative, so I'm offering him ironworking, but looks like he's not interested, because if the ironworking is red, or if any advance is red, they don't want to trade it. And there's my score. I'm finally in the lead there. So I'll build another city there. I'll build settlers in that city. So then I switched back to settler production there. I was thinking of building walls there. I guess I did that later. I am recording this later as usual. So I'll see you in the next video. I'm out of time.